Hello, beautiful people. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. If you're new to my page, my name is Alison, certified dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with busy professional women to move them from frustrated with dating to happily married. So today's live is going to be a little bit different than the lives that I normally do on this page, a little bit different from the lives that I normally do on my YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe at Align with Alison. Today's live, I am sharing with all of you guys my baby story, my delivery story. I did this 2 years ago and it was well received. This story, I don't know if it's as exciting as last time, but I thought it would be eventful. I thought it would be valuable for me to share with you guys as a geriatric mom what my delivery story was like. And so I'm going to jump right into it now. I am a little bit limited on time, so we're gonna do the best we can what we got. I was supposed to start at 4:00, but I had a baby 8 days ago, and so she was on the tete, and I could not get her off, and I would not have gotten her off until she was ready to do so. So that's why we are a little bit late. But again, if you are new to my page, please let me know who you are, where you are from, introduce yourself. Today's live is... Oh, I know why. I'm about to say, why is this thing blinking like it's going to die when I plugged it up specifically? Sorry. Un momento, people. I plugged up my ring light to the laptop because it can't reach the cord. A long story for another day. And we're going to wait for that to turn on. All right, beautiful people. So let us jump right in because time is of the essence. I need to pump in a little bit. My husband needs to pick up our big girl. So let us jump right in. Oh, wait. Before we do that, we have, is it Anthony? Anthony from Detroit. Welcome. We have little hands, beat hearts from BK. Yes, we have La Sharika from the DMV. Welcome, welcome. And we have a whole bunch of other folks who are coming in. Thank you for joining. We are telling a baby story. Okay, so I need to give a little bit of context about my first delivery with my big girl before probably intertwined with the story that I'm telling about my little baby girl, right? Phoenix. All right, so let's jump right in. Number one, pregnancies are planned, right? My life is planned. Your life is planned. So me going to school was planned. When I bought my car was planned. When I got married was planned. And so my pregnancies were planned as well. The most important thing in planning my pregnancies, and this is not, this is my story again, this is not everybody else's, was that I was choosing the right partner. More important than anything else is that for me, para mí, is that I am having children with the right partner. I see the desire for parenthood or desire for motherhood on a spectrum. There's one end of the spectrum of people who never wanted kids from the get-go. They just don't have the desire, right? And that's perfectly fine. The other end of the spectrum are people who desperately want children no matter the circumstance, no matter their financial circumstance, no matter their romantic circumstance, right? I'm smack in the middle. I want children. Right. So I guess I want children when everything is in line, when everything is in alignment. So alignment financially, alignment romantically. I'm not on either end of the spectrum, and it's right in the middle. Right. So as I said before, I planned both of my pregnancies once things were in order, because that's how I've functioned my entire life. OK, so my first pregnancy with Rogue, I was going to say went rogue, but I didn't think so in the moment. So me and Andrew planned the pregnancy. The pregnancy was smooth. I didn't have any significant complications. I didn't have any complications. I had regular pregnancy stuff that sucked. I'm already a person who gets sick easily. Like you could just shake me and I'm already nauseous. So with Rogue, I was nauseous for the first trimester. Enough for me to be able to work though. I was normally fine by 5:30. That's when I normally do lives. I was okay. I do my sessions in group at 7 p.m. I do my sessions Saturday morning early. So I was able to function. It wasn't nice. I didn't like it, but that was the nature of the game. First trimester with Rogue. Second trimester, I was glowing like they always say that you will. Third trimester, I wasn't even that uncomfortable. Now, the delivery with Rogue. Okay. So I had contractions. My water didn't break. I had contractions. It was spaced out in the appropriate amount of time and I don't know, consistency, fluidity, without whatever the standard is. So we went to the hospital, and then I ended up having an emergency C-section. Now, for me, para me, and for the moms who are on social media, you know how important it is, because people love to be like, well, for me, I didn't care about a C-section or not. I just wasn't concerned. The thing that bothers me about the idea in America around C-sections is simply that there's a manipulation to it. So it seems like, and I have not done significant research, but it seems like moms are being pushed in that direction because it's more lucrative for hospitals and it's easier for doctors. The doctors can get in, they can get out. They're not sitting there waiting in the hospital for 16 hours, right? Or on call for 24 hours. So I don't like the manipulation of it. But if it's a necessity, it's a necessity. I was impressed. I was okay with whatever it was once I could get out of there alive and safe, and so can my kid, right? So Rogue was emergency C-section, and the recovery was tough. I read online it was going to be tough. So it was not far-fetched to me that it was tough, meaning like I couldn't walk upright for a significant amount of time. I had a lot of hard time getting in and out of bed, a hard time getting in and out off and on the couch. It was painful. I had to take medication, which I don't like to take medication. So the recovery was what I thought it would be based on what I read online, that C-sections hurt. The recovery is long, and if you can avoid them, you should. Okay, so that was no surprise to me, all right? I got over it, obviously. I was fine. Now, this messed up my timeline a little bit, because my intention was to have 2 children. Actually, at the time it was 3. Now we're at 2. But at least the first 2 back to back. That was my intention. Why is that important? It's important to me because a big reason why I wanted to have more than one child is because of siblinghood. I love my sisters. I am extremely close to my sisters. To me, para mí, there's no replacing siblings, right? Like even cousins who stay by your house a lot, which people don't even do in this generation. Your best friend, she, he, they're amazing. It's not the same thing. Like the core memories that I have with my siblings cannot be replicated with anybody else. The connection that we have, the inside jokes. So I'm super, super passionate about siblinghood, right? That's for me. So I wanted to have children back to back and close to each other so that they could have that connection, because many times if it's a large gap, then it ends up being like a mother-son, mother-daughter for many years until much later in teens and 20s. Now you can bond. It's just not the same, in my opinion. Okay. Now, seeing that I had a C-section with Rogue, that was impossible. Well, not as close. Like I wanted back to back, right? I just want to get in and get out, suffer, right? Suffer with the no sleep, suffer with the nipples falling off your breasts. So I just wanted the diapers. I wanted to get in and get out. That wasn't an option, because what's recommended is that you wait 18 months between, I think it's from pregnancy to pregnancy. I'm not really sure what the 18 months is. Delivery, pregnancy to 18 months is what they recommend, because you had a major surgery. They want to make sure that the uterus doesn't, right? All right, cool. So that's exactly what Andrew and I did. We waited, I think it was 20 months is what I think the math ended up being. And we started getting to work like adults do, right? And doing what we got to do in order to make our little baby. So we did those activities, right? And mistake number 1 that I made, I took my pregnancy test on the first day that my menstrual was due. Big mistake. Why? Because since I found out at 3 weeks that my ass was pregnant, now I have this information. Now it feels like I'm pregnant forever, because I know forever, right? Where with my last pregnancy, I think I might have found out at 8 weeks. Or a lot of people find out some, 6, 8, 10, somewhere in there. It gets to shave off some of that time and anticipation. Your girl over here found out at 3 weeks. So then now I feel like I'm pregnant forever because I have the information, right? This was in March, and I shared on my Instagram when I revealed the good news to Andrew. So, okay, so that was mistake number 1 that I made. Now, I'm able to function at first, right? Because even though I know the symptoms didn't kick up yet, now the symptoms are kicking up. Like I said, I'm a person who gets nauseous off GP. I don't do roller coasters. I can't even drive passenger side. Like I need to be the driver. So the nausea came, and the nausea hit me like a ton of bricks in this pregnancy, okay? Like a ton of bricks. It was terrible. I was sick 24/7. The only time I wasn't sick was when I was sleeping from like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. and I was sick all the time, and it really sucked. That's why, I don't know if you guys might have noticed, but I was pretty absentee online, at least doing lives. Like, I could still do the clips and stuff, but going live, like, it just wasn't an option, right? And mind you, I still have my baby, my big girl, who's a toddler. So sick as a dog, not enjoyable first trimester. Second trimester, tired as a dog. Tired. I'm constantly taking naps. Like, I didn't experience this before with Rogue, right? So I'm super tired. I can hardly get through the day. Okay, cool. Third trimester now, super uncomfortable. OMG, I am so outrageously uncomfortable. This kid is like, I'm trying to put this ring back on. Let's see if it stays. This kid is kicking me in the ribs. This kid is moving, I don't know what's in the intestines around. I am extremely uncomfortable. I distinctly remember the day that I felt uncomfortable for Rogue, my first child. I remember that day, and it was the day that I went into labor. I was 39 weeks, and I said, yo, come on, kid. Like, you're hitting me. You're messing me up. And I went into labor that day. This, I was uncomfortable at 28 weeks. Bruh, do you understand the level of annoyance and discomfort and frustration at you, like, and it only obviously gets worse as the child gets bigger. Anywho, okay, now, all right, my ring light is not going to let me be it's not going to be my friend today. It's okay. So, now, let's talk about doctors. I'm not going to name names, okay, because some stuff is not necessarily the best reflection. And as a business person, I don't go around necessarily speaking poorly about other businesses unless there's something that's outrageous, and it wasn't outrageous. Okay, so the first office that I went to for Rogue, they had a policy where they had 5 doctors who was in rotation. How they did it is that every time you went in for an appointment, you saw a different doctor, so that when you went into labor, whoever was on call was who you were going to see. The one doctor out of the 5 that Andrew and I was not a fan of, because she made a comment, disparaging comment that Andrew really didn't like, was the person who ended up delivering my baby. So we're not doing that. I want to be able to hone in on one individual who's going to be responsible for me and my baby's life in these moments. Okay. So my best friend Paris, she is a labor and delivery nurse. I asked her to ask her department, right, of other labor and delivery nurses, who is their favorite doctor in Brooklyn and who would they recommend. So they gave me the recommendation. At this time, she was brand new, right? She was brand new, so she didn't have any of the info. She asked 5, 6 people. They gave her who they thought was a good idea. Now, I then made an appointment with this gentleman. This doctor was mean as hell. Now, let me tell you why I decided to keep him. I decided to keep him because I am mean as hell. And so I figured we'd make a match in heaven, because just like how I am in terms of being extremely assertive, direct, as your coach, I let you know what you need to do, what you need to not do, when you're messing up, get your life together, stop playing. He was the same exact way. So I said, you know what? The average person will be turned off by him, especially the average pregnant person. But I'm not the average person. I'm not the average pregnant person. So I am going to rock out with this guy, because what he was mean or passionate about was weight gain. Now, I gained 40 pounds with Rogue. Max is supposed to be 25 for my height and weight. So if I could avoid gaining that much weight with this kid because he's so mean, right, then good, that's less work for me on the back end. Okay, let me give you an example of what I mean when I say that he's mean. And I appreciate some folks saying you're not mean. So on my first visit with him, I'm sitting in the office, it's Andrew and I and the doctor, and he said, remember, he wasn't my original doctor, so he's just getting like work verbatim or through me, right, what my situation was with the last office, why I left, blah, blah, blah. So he's asking me a slew of questions because he doesn't have the data. So he asked me how much weight did I gain. Again, this is his thing, is weight gain, right? That's what he's super passionate about. So he said, how much weight did you gain with your first pregnancy? And me, not knowing that he's insane about weight gain, I said, oh, I gained 40 pounds, but I lost it already. Right? He said, like this, with a face like this, because this is why he needs to make a face like this. He made a face like this. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm back to my pre-pregnancy weight, so it's fine. He said, I don't care. I don't care if you're back, just like this. I don't care if you're back to your pre-pregnancy weight. You wasn't supposed to gain 40 pounds during your pregnancy in the first place. And then goes through a whole slew of studies and all this kind of crapola about why, gaining that much weight is problematic and blah, 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 blah. So I don't care if you was a hot girl. I don't care if you were a hot girl now. Like, I don't care if you lost all your weight. You shouldn't have right? Mean. Okay. But again, I need this in my life so that I don't have to work as hard post, like what I'm gonna have to do right now. So I said, all right, I'm gonna take this guy on because I need somebody who's gonna be mean and nasty like me to keep my weight in check. Guess what? This pregnancy sucked. So that did not work. I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want to eat because guess what? He's a doctor and he's delivered 1,000 babies, but he's never been pregnant. So he doesn't know how it feels. So if there's going to be ice cream or cake or cookies or burgers or whatever it is, it's going to make me feel a little bit better while I feel like sugar honey iced tea every day, all day for 39 weeks, I'm going to do it. And oh well. So now, and I know I told you guys this was going to be brief and I'm looking at the time and I'm going to make it brief. So now one of the visits, I missed the visit. He had an attitude about it. I don't want to get into why it's his fault and his office's fault why I missed the visit, but whatever. And so it was 2 months past. I was supposed to be, at this point, it was early on, so it was once a month. So now 2 months passed. And then I do the weigh-in. And the weigh-in is way more than what he wanted it to be. It was a lot. It was like in 2 months, I gained like 17 pounds, right? And he went off. And then he started talking about African-American women and why our maternity rates are so high. Why do you think the maternity rates are so high? Trying to insinuate that the reason why the maternity rates for Black women are so high is because we're fat. That's what he was trying to say. So he said, why do you think it's so high? He is white. I am not. So I leaned in. I said, you really want me to answer that question? He's like, yeah. Why do you think that the maternity rates for African American women are so high? Right? Pregnant women. I said, because of institutional racism in medicine. Like, you think I'm dumb? Don't try to make it seem like it's because we eat too much or statistically we're heavier than other races. Nah, it's because y'all are racist. That's why. So then, and I was like, you sure you want me to answer that question? I don't know if he thinks I'm dumb. But again, this is institutional racism that they don't even think like it just, and then he's like, oh, well, other than that. There is no other than that when you're the Black one. Okay. Anywho, so he and I went at it. The good thing about him is that he takes his time with every patient, so he allowed us to argue back and forth. And we had some other argument points and blah, blah, blah. Anywho, yes, I love purple everything. He sure did. So anywho, we're already in too deep. I'm not changing doctors, and I'm just going to eat what I want to eat, and he's going to be all right, and that's it. It got so bad. You know what? Let me leave that part off because I don't want to implicate anybody. So anywho, I am eating what I want to eat, going to the office, rolling my eyes, sucking my teeth. It is what it is. Alison, at this rate, you're gonna, I think, I don't know, am I gonna hit 190? I think with Rogue, I went to 184. Either he said, at this rate, you're gonna hit 190, or at this rate, you're gonna hit 200. Whatever it was, I'm like, I am sick all the time, bro. So if this is what's gonna make me feel better, this is what I'm gonna do. Okay. So now you might be asking, well, then why did your best friend recommend this guy? Why did all the nurses say that he was so amazing? And he's getting on your nerves, complaining about your weight and all this kind of stuff. He is notorious for performing the most seamless C-sections. His scars are, the stitching, the scars, whatever, it's like non-existent. It's a line. It's a wrinkle. It's a wrinkle. It looks like this. So people, women, the nurses, all love him because he seamless, right? Now, I had a scar. I didn't think my scar was bad. I thought it was low, like nobody's seeing it. Me, Andrew, the wax lady, like nobody's seeing this, right? And the doctor. I was fine with it. But the way he talking every time talking, like it's the bit. I'm like, bro, the scar ain't that bad. He's like, I'm going to do this. And again, he's passionate. And then, the stitching and the sutras and the methodology that I use. And then it's going to be perfect. And I'm going to get rid of the keloid. I'm like, I didn't even think it was a keloid until he mentioned it. Now I'm insecure about the damn original scar that I had with Rogue that I didn't even think was that bad. But this is why the nurses love him. And this is why he's highly recommended. And this is why everybody likes him. Okay. So all you got to do is stay underneath your 25 pounds. You ain't going to have no beef with the man. But if you go over your 25 pounds, which I ended up at 40 pounds exactly, just like with Rogue, then he going to want to fight. So this is his thing, right? All right, cool. So I continue working with this doctor. Again, he has an attitude about my weight. I did really try at one point. Like, I really did try to chill. He gave me advice about things to cut out, which I did for the most part. When I'm pregnant, I love bagels. I don't know why. I don't even like bagels. I don't even like bread like that. I'm eating bagels every day. He's telling me I can't do that. I'm eating cereal every day. He's telling me I can't do that. So I did do a pretty good job of being able to scale back, right? And so, like I said, I ended up gaining the same exact weight that I gained with Rogue. I went from 147 to 184-ish. 147 to 184. And then this pregnancy, I remember I went back down. He said, I don't care about you being a hot girl. That's what he said. I don't care about you being a hot girl. Don't gain the weight in the pregnancy. So I went back into the office at the 147, which is my normal weight. And I went on a scale a couple of days ago. I think I'm at 184. Okay. So same weight gain. Yes. Did you do any walking? No, girl. I was sick all the time. And I didn't want to walk. I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing I was supposed to do. I was sick and I was sad and I was mad at the world. So I did no exercise, no nothing. I didn't have the energy. I didn't feel good. I didn't do nothing at all. Okay. All right, cool. So, now remember I had a C-section with Rogue. I would have desired to have a vaginal delivery. So I brought up that conversation. Him being as mean as he is, I thought he was going to shut me down and say, no way, we're going to do the C-section regardless. He said, hey, we can try the VBAC, with vaginal, whatever that stands for, delivery after C-section. We can try. We already have a C-section scheduled. So if you go into spontaneous labor before that date, which is the 7th, right? If you go into spontaneous delivery before then we'll try to push, right? And if everything works out, then it works out. He was extremely supportive in regards to the VBAC. He said, but if we get to the date on the 7th where we have your C-section that's scheduled, we're going to move forward with it. I said, that's extremely fair. Extremely fair. So that's exactly what we did. And every day at 36 weeks on, I was, Lord, please, if it's safe, please let me have this baby. Because again, I was so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. That's why Baby P looks like you. Thank you, boo. Because the haters is going to look at complexion and eyes and not going to look at her nose. Her nose is mine. Poor girl. Poor girl, she got my nose. Nose, lips, our non-existent chin. She even has this dimple. She has the same little dimple. Anywho, so good. He was very supportive in that regard, but unfortunately 36 weeks I prayed, 37 weeks I prayed, 38 weeks I prayed, 39 weeks I prayed until the 7th came. And on the 7th was the scheduled C-section. So as he and I agreed, we moved forward with that. Now, let me tell you some of the benefits. And this is the thing. I know that we just talked about like women being, coerced into C-sections that may not have been necessary, but let's talk about some of the benefits. Okay. So, I got a lot of people in the comments who were talking about, oh my God, Alison, you look so good. Like, someone said, like, how come your hair is perfect? Like, how come you look so relaxed? How come? You know why? Because I had a pre-scheduled C-section. So I knew the day I was going to get delivered. I knew the time I was going to deliver. I knew the path. There was no questioning, right? I could have everything in order. I literally got my hair done the day before. I got my nails and my toes done the day before that. I got my lashes done the day before that. I saw some people in the comments who gave me compliments. Thank you. 8 days post, my hair's still fresh. I colored in my eyebrows. I didn't have time to get my eyebrows done. My lash, right? Like, because I could prepare appropriately. I'm not there 18 hours fighting for my life, sweating, looking crazy, because I had this thing that was pre-scheduled. I could organize everything in advance and then just general less stress. Does that make sense? Okay. So that's one of the benefits. Also, like I said, even though the doctor's insane, at the same time, I wish I could show y'all my stitches. Seamless. It looked like this. You see this? It looked like a little line. It looks like, when you sit down, I can't say this on live, but when you got, let me see if I can find the words. Women have natural creases right? Like that's what it looks like. It looks like a natural crease. All right. So I dealt with his abuse, and I use the word abuse very lightly because he and I were definitely sparring partners. I dealt with his abuse in order to get to the finish line. Okay. So, all right. So now the 7th comes, we have our scheduled C-section. It's at 8 a.m. Andrew and I arrive at 6:40. He goes to look for parking. I go straight upstairs. Now, as I told you, my best friend works in labor and delivery. So I asked him, like, yo, what's the chances that I would get bumped? Like, am I going to actually be seen at 8 a.m.? And she's like, it's slim to none. You know, for the year that she's been working in the labor and delivery department, she's seen people get bumped like 3 times in a year, right? So you'll be fine. Joke's on me. It seemed like the night before there were a whole bunch of women who went into emergency C-section, which then clogged up the OR. So it actually did set me back. The reason I was concerned about being set back is because, as you guys know, if you have surgery, you can't eat. So the last time I ate was 10:41 the night before. This is Methodist Hospital in Park Slope, Brooklyn. So I'm thinking, if I get bumped, I'm going to be mad hungry, right? Luckily for me, I wasn't. So 8 o'clock came. They told me from when I registered at 6:40, when I went up on the floor, they told me that it was a dub. But 8 o'clock came, no C-section, no OR room. My doctor came, he checked in on me. We were doing great. 9 o'clock came, no OR room. 10 o'clock came, no OR room. And I'm like, damn. Is the OR for room? Operating room. Yeah, that's dumb. Sorry. No OR, right? So not OR room. So no OR at 8, no OR at 9, no OR at 10, OR at 11-ish. Okay. All right, good. So a good thing I wasn't hungry. So they rolled me in. I get the epidural. My spine is not 100% straight. There's a slight curvature to the left or the right. So unfortunately, same thing with Rogue. They had to like double inject, double insert. That was uncomfortable, borderline painful. Got through it. It was quick. It was 3 minutes, right? And then they did what they did. They got my baby out. Andrew was here on my left side, talking, cracking jokes. They let us play music, which was nice. So we did, we listened to Soca Brainwash 2015 DJ Private Ryan mix. That's what we listened to in the operating room. And it was mad funny. Then Jadakiss, We Gonna Make It came on. And if y'all know how that song starts, and we're in the operating room with white folks, when that came on, I was like, no. Having Andrew change it. Maybe something's wrong with me. Anywho, we get through, and to wrap this up, because Andrew has to go get our big girl from daycare in a couple of minutes, and so I have to jump off. My recovery has been amazing. I don't know what they did at the last hospital that my recovery from there was exactly what you read on Google, which is terrible. This one, I was up walking quickly within less than 24 hours. I was using the bathroom and fulfilling all of the requirements that they require very quickly. They discharged me in 2 days. I have never heard of anyone being discharged from a C-section in 2 days. 2 days. Okay? I've never in my life. When I had Rogue the two years before that, I couldn't even pick my head up in 2 days. Like, forget about being able to move and groove and all that kind of stuff. The pain level was significantly less. I mean, I can't describe, like, everything that they talk about that's terrible about C-sections. I had the exact opposite experience. Now, it still kind of hurts. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, right? But I am recuperating so much faster. I told my friend this. I've mentioned this to a couple of people. I was concerned about when I would relaunch a line with Alison. Last time with Rogue, I think I relaunched 2 months. It took me 2 months to be able to function, to think, to process, to articulate, to show up, to be you guys' coach, right? It took me 2 months. So I gave birth to her in September of 2022. I didn't relaunch my business until November of 2022. I am here 8 days postpartum. I've already emailed everyone who's on my wait list, like, hey, get on your consultation. Let's get you enrolled. I have removed my wait list. I have reopened my books. I am 8 days postpartum and I am ready. I am seeing clearly. I am thinking clearly. I am functioning clearly. My baby girls are doing amazing. My husband is always the best guy on earth. There's nobody better than Andrew Wellington, okay? Nobody. This recovery has been amazing. Why am I telling you guys all of this? This geriatric conversation, this, oh, you're too old to have kids past 35 conversation. I'm 38, okay? And if some other things was in line, I probably have a third one when I was 40. You never gonna find somebody. Nobody gonna want you because you old and washed. Oh, you're not gonna be able to keep up with the kids at that age. Oh, this gonna run you into the ground. Oh, your eggs are used. Please. Lies they do tell. I am 8 days postpartum. I am ready. I am ready for motherhood 100%. I'm ready for wifehood 100%. I am ready for Align with Alison 100%. I reopen my books. Click the link in my bio so you can get into your cohort that you need in order to change your love life 100%. And I'm 2 years older with this child than I was with the last one. I'm vibrant. I'm ready to work. I'm excited. Stop playing. Do not let these social media streets convince you that you are too old, that you are not valuable, that nobody will want you, your eggs are used and old and shriveled and blah, 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 that you won't be able to keep up with your children, you are not going to heal properly, something will be wrong with your children because you're a geriatric pregnancy or geriatric mom. Hi, my name is Alison, geriatric Wellington, and I'm fine and I'm glowing. And I'm ready to work. All right. I just want to thank everybody for joining the live. I absolutely have to run. You guys are the best. If you are interested in getting into a committed relationship, getting engaged, getting married, building the family that you desire, not listening to what these little tidbits of losers have to say about you and your life, right? You're ready to make a change. You're ready to invest in yourself. What I need you to do is to schedule a consultation. All you have to do is DM me the word rings, RINGS, or click the link in my bio to schedule your consult so that we do not find ourselves next Thanksgiving, next Christmas, saying, damn, I should have taken action when Alison told me to. This is the time to change your life for anything. So I know I have some folks who follow me who aren't even single, like you're in a happy committed relationship. Whatever it is, whatever your thing is, this is the time to change it. Stop playing. This is the time, because what's going to happen is a year's going to pass regardless. Oh, Alison, I don't want to go back to school because what I look like being 40 back in school. What it looks like is that you're going to be 41 and you still don't have the degree that you've been talking about for years. Oh, I don't want to get braces. I'm going to look stupid. I'm 43 with braces. Yeah, you're going to be 43 and you're still hiding your teeth. Oh my God, like what do I look like getting on dating apps? I'm 41. I'm a mom. Yeah, and then it's going to be the same cycle over and over and over again. The year is going to pass regardless. This is the time to take action. This is the time to do something different. This is the time to reach out to someone that you revere as an expert, if you trust me. I assume you do because you follow and you're listening, right? It's time for you to invest because clearly, no disrespect, you don't have the answer, Sway. Because if you did, we would have resolved this already. And you would have just been following me for kicks and giggles. At some point, you have to say to yourself, I don't have the answers. I have found someone who does. 270 women who are in committed relationships, engaged, married, moms, first-time moms, second-time moms, homeowners with their partner, right? 270 women, that's me. At some point, you have to decide you have to do something different to get a different result. So again, I am here to reassure you, it is not too late. Comment, DM the word rings, click the link in my bio, schedule a consultation. Let us get you into the committed relationship that you desire. I've got to go. My big girl is coming home in 8 minutes. Love you all. I will be back on live on Monday. I think I have it scheduled for Monday to do a free training. I think I'm going to do how to work the room because that's a problem. Like people not working the room. We're going to figure it out. On Monday, I will be on live to do a free training. This is the time to take action. All right, beautiful people. I will see you on Monday.